I know you may believe, as I used to, that narcissists are scary, powerful, intimidating, but rather they are truly powerless little men and women behind a curtain in their false power, wishing and wanting, willing to do anything for you to believe that. And if you do believe that and you do fall into it, then they are able to control you using your fears, triggered pain, and all of that against you. You're going to be amazed how, when you stand in your true power, how little they can use against you. They will actually crumble to bits and back off. Many of us have been in this situation where we are accused of not being with them. And a narcissist, they can accuse you of not being with them, not supporting them, not loving them, not caring about them, not trusting them, all of that stuff. And narcissists, they manipulate, they guilt and bully whenever you are not going along with their agenda. And which of course is very damaging for you as a victim. And you're going to be accused of not caring. You're going to be accused of being selfish, of not loving them. And if you could you could be badly demonized and called some very terrible things, such as being wrong, stupid, defective, and much, much worse. And what is always important with a narcissist is not to buy in to anything that he or she says. Do not try to counteract their argument, because this equals how to lose with a narcissist. And the more you try to explain and justify yourself or lecture or prescribe what decent behavior is to them, the more the narcissist is going to line you up and keep assaulting you. And the most powerful response from you is this one: I do not look to you to define me. I know who I am, regardless of what you think. So this is where the smearing comes in. When a narcissist starts losing control over you, they will often bring in the reinforcements. This is what is known as abuse by proxy through others, which are known as flying monkeys. Proxy abusers could be your friends, your family that the narcissist has been able to covertly turn against you, his or her personal minions, and even the authorities. Of course, this is going to test you greatly, as it has many of us. And I went through this. I went through all three of those horribly myself as well. And I want you to know that if you feed into this, you get triggered and go into overdrive, trying to fight back with presenting information to turn these people back to what the truth is. And they know what it is that they've done. It's going to backfire on you because you look like the crazy one and the bad one, and matters will get so much worse. So here is the most powerful response orientation and stance to take in a situation like that. People can think of me what they want. What I think of me is what is most important. So there's this really powerful thing that when the narcissist tries to abuse you with this third party information, such as so and so really thinks this about you, and the narcissist, they will gaslight you with all kinds of crap like that. And by taking your power back, you're anchoring into my real tribe are the people who agree with me and who are on my same team. If others are not standing with me, well, then they're just not in my tribe. And by being very committed to getting to this stage, I want you to know that the smearing will stop dead in its tracks before too long, because without your energy to keep it fueled up and alive, it truly does just dissolve and go away. So what else are they going to do? They're going to discredit your personal rights. Narcissists are notoriously pathologically jealous of what gives you energy and joy and anything that is uniquely yours, your interests, because they believe that he or she must be the center of your universe for good or for bad. So anything that you are feeling, it has to be all about them. And a narcissist, they'll discredit your interests, and they'll discredit where your attention is, and they will try to abuse you for enjoying your interest and putting your energy somewhere else other than on them. But don't despair and argue back or succumb. Just try to keep the peace and stop doing what gives you energy and purpose and joy, and rather take your power back by saying, I enjoy what gives me joy, regardless of what you think I should or shouldn't do. Then ignore the tantrums and go and do it. Any shenanigans with the narcissist, anything that they try to pull whenever you return, just ignore all of it. Derogatory comments. Narcissists have a seething inner being of self-hatred, pain, and insecurities. That's actually what's really going on inside of them all of the time. So they are feeling off kilter constantly. And rather than taking responsibility and turning inwards and walking through their own complicated feelings, they're more likely to lash out at you and dump it all over you. This can be set off on a hairline trigger, or actually for no reason at all. So your comeback for this behavior is when they're accusing you of this or whatever. I'm happy with how I am and what I think and what I do. And if you aren't, that is not my issue. It is pretty powerful. So you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. The catch-22 situation. It's kind of a little bit similar, but a little bit different. And it's really shocking where you're damned if you do, like I said, and damned if you don't. And narcissists, they are never happy with what you are or are not doing. So the hoops will always get higher and higher and higher. Trying to appease a narcissist never, ever, ever works. It doesn't matter what you try to do. The goalposts are forever changing, and they always will be. You can literally drive yourself insane trying to twist yourself into every shape possible to please this person, which it's impossible to do. You can't do it. They will constantly tell you how you're not doing something right and how you're not good enough. So your comeback for this will be, I'll never be good enough for you. And that is okay, because there's plenty of people, including myself, who I am good enough for. This is a powerful and very helpful statement. You need to understand that narcissists can only attack people if they have gaps in their self-esteem and a diminished sense of self-worth. So what I have suggested for you in these remedies is all about you standing in a healthy sense of self that the narcissist cannot argue with. Yet, of course, it is a lot easier said than done. So firstly, you may need to do a lot of inner work to be able to hold this position, as many of us had to do because we were so affected and so triggered. We couldn't just decide to say those statements. We had to clean up a lot of the triggers inside of us to be able to do it, considering how the narcissist would react. And another disclaimer here is sometimes no response is the best response. So just completely ignore the behavior. Do not feed the bear, because it's not even worth your response. Maybe just think that these empowering thoughts to yourself instead. See, they're going to really help you. These are going to help you be solid on the inside. Ideally, of course, you want your life to be filling up with non-narcissistic people who can reflect your true self-worth and development now that you have committed to working on your recovery after narcissistic abuse. A fully blown ongoing relationship with a narcissist, even when you've got these little tips and you've got this little toolkit going on, could really be extremely exhausting and dangerous. And it is not in your best interest long term to be going through any of that. Whereas separating, getting away, and healing is definitely going to be your most optimal option, so you don't have to put up with any of this bullshit at all. And these skills are only temporarily needed. They're not a long-term thing. So they're going to come in handy when narcissistic people that say you bump into at a family gathering appear. And I really hope that these little tips have helped you. And I would like to encourage you to go to my PayPal and donate to my cause if you would like to help out with the production of these videos, I've got a new book that I have coming up. It's really close to being finished, and I'm doing some live speaking events. So donations, you guys, I really appreciate it. You have been more than generous here lately. And yeah, click the PayPal link. And if you need to get a hold of me, text is in my bio. I'm Sara Ann Brown, and this is Narcissistic Abuse 101.